Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours. Welcome to the exciting summer starts in Dublin. There are many myriad stenches that one can find in a sewer. Fecal matter, decaying milk, broken dreams. I'm led to understand that they stink by far the worst. But yet, it is in this crap, crud, and other discarded deluge that our fine vampiric friends find themselves this evening. They entered the sewer from a grate or a manhole, rather, in a industrial section of the city, surrounded by large, bleak, slate grey warehouses and large industrial factories that belched out smoke as they went about the production of their wares. Most factories nowadays, of course, being automated, allowing work to continue on even after the sun itself is set. You will have been told to wait at an intersection of the. You'll have been told to wait at an intersection of sewer piping. As a matter of fact, as you walk down, or rather climb down the manhole, you will see Dr. Michael Brightman standing, looking as if, oh, this is fine. This smell is fine. I don't care. This is all fine.
This isn't even a bad day. Michael will wave to the people who are showing up. He is currently holding a ferret in one hand. He will look behind him and he will say, "I told you to go back. Go back. Sketch, will you take him back? Thank you." And then he'll look forward. Then he'll look back forward and say, "Pleasant day, isn't it?"
Of course. How are you?
Oh, I'm better, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who haven't met Michael Brightman, he is actually not wearing his mask. He is, however, wearing his white lab coat, which surprisingly is still white down here. Underneath, he's wearing a brown and a kind of a brownish suit with a bow tie, and he's got glasses on his nose. Looks fairly standard Nosferatu with the no hair and the crooked nose and the bald and the pointed ears and stuff.
Stare. You're not even. Huh? Hang on. Sorry, I kept unmuting and muting myself. You're not even there, dear.
Damn it! Never mind.
Oh no! Where you are, it gets worse. Alright, so other Liam joins us literally just as you guys are all scampering down into the sewers in order to make your way to the rendezvous with the Seneschal and his tea party, shall we say. Are you with us, Liam?
He's muted at the minute, but I'm sure he's figuring it out.
If you can hear us, give us a sign. Table shakes.
Yeah.
He's not a really shitty effect from the movie Poltergeist.
Go into settings and select the correct microphone.
Anyway, so we're all on our way down to this subterranean meeting place, yes?
Correct. So the doctor will eventually, having made sure that everyone is here, will turn and he will lead you down the twisting, turning morass of tunnels and other cut and hewn grottos through the earth. Once again, the smell does not get any better. As a matter of fact, it probably gets thicker into the tighter, more narrow, cramped tunnels that you are being sent through. Fortunately, and the good Dr. Brightman will say this in a rather cheerful, chipper voice, as he's always quite cheerful and chipper. "Oh, don't worry. You don't have to crawl any distance here."
Just because I'm a bit unnerved, I'm going to sing a little song to myself, not to be annoying, just because I'm genuinely unnerved by being this deep down in catacombs, as it were.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to mention the swarm of rats and other things that are currently being our entourage.
Oh, I was under the impression you wanted to talk to me over something.
Hang on. Didn't one of us have claustrophobia?
Do you?
Not me.
Somebody, I can't remember who it was, but we were trading knowledges and somebody took something that caused them to gain like insanity, and then they got a fucking affliction of some sort.
Oh, that was Deimos, I think. I think that was Deimos. Yeah, because he wants to get knowledge from what's her face, and he failed the willpower roll. So yeah, I think he has claustrophobia.
Oh,
Okay, so as long as
good
it's
job
not,
he's not here.
as long as it's not us, then.
Oh yeah, because bear in mind, you're in such tight, cramped conditions. You'd be making willpower rolls or courage rolls difficulty 9 down here.
I'm trying to think of a song to sing. Out from the night, from the mist, steps a figure. No one really knows his name for sure. He stands at 6'6", head and shoulder. Pray he never comes knocking at your door.
Michael's going to hold up his finger and say, if you continue to sing that and the guy who looks like that shows up, you're going to slap me. So please stop.
As you say that, you enter into a much larger room. This is a huge circular cistern that must service this entire district. In the ground itself, there's a huge swirling whirlpool of water that cascades down into some kind of mechanical device. Literally, a vast desalinization center hidden deep beneath the ground. As you enter, you will see the fact that there are a number of other individuals here, and there's a really advanced looking. Now, when I say really advanced looking, I mean incredibly advanced tech, IT setup against one of the walls, where there's a small hunched Nosferatu clicking keys with incredible speed and alacrity. You can almost swear he was using celerity to type as quickly as he is. His fingers a blur of motion. As you enter, you'll see a number of eyes flick to you from inhuman, grotesque faces. Down here, this is their domain. They don't wear their masks for your morality. You see dozens of eyes burrowing into you. Some of them have more than 2 eyes in their sockets. And it is here that Esmeralda has spent the last 2 hours of her life. I just want to say that.
Yeah, so
all the time.
Hackers is a pretty fucking good movie, right?
What did you say?
Hackers was a pretty good movie, right?
I mean, I didn't really mind it, but then again, what can I say? It didn't really mirror the real thing.
You know, that's legit. Do you help with any of that, by the way, dude? Like, you don't get it twisted. You seem like you got it, but I'd like to do like something to help out, I guess.
Oh, no, thanks. You can hand me one of those energy drinks over there. Red Bull for preference.
There's literally a small cooler.
Please, thank you.
Okay, cool.
Sir. Yeah.
What is it? What is it, Enigma?
I'm in, sir, at least to some of their security system. The security system is incredibly complicated. I don't really understand how it is they managed to get by spatial algorithm.
Do you have the security camera up?
Yes, sir.
Good. You will see Hennessy. Once again, he is by far probably the smallest and least the Nosferatu working on the keys is probably physically smaller than he is, but he is not the most imposing figure you see. Some of them are huge, brutish figures. You see Abdul. As a matter of fact, at least one of you in the form of Ryan gets a sup nod from Abdul. So.
I tip my hat.
Hennessy will walk over and he'll say, "Welcome, my friends, to our temporary command center. I trust the journey here was not too harrowing."
I'm going to look over at the one that actually is dressed up like the Repo Man and says, one of them tried singing Repo Man.
He kind of leans in, and it Nos sign kind of just does the symbol for what the hell is Repo Man.
Ask Enigma to show you someday.
Esmeralda, come and say hello to our friends.
Got it, sir. Leaps on up. Hello, everybody. Oh my God, is that you, Law?
Yes, it is.
No, she said that out loud. I have no idea who any of you are, and I think that there's some kind of hierarchy here, so I'm just going to assume that you're above me, but She will bow. My name is Esmeralda Martinez. However, you may call me Esme for short. I know that means very long. And well, I here help however I can. I have no idea what we're doing.
I'll go ahead and introduce myself. Dr. Michael Brightman. I am the primogen and representative of Clan Nosferatu in the city. You've been in the company of my family for a while now. However, I have duties elsewhere that I have to perform, so this is my first time meeting you.
Of course, of course.
My name is Bruce Lioncourt. I am one of the 2 remaining Ventrue left in the city, and I am the Scourge of the city. I'm assuming since you're with the good Mr. Hennessy that we don't have to ask any uncomfortable questions.
Oh,
No,
no, you can
none
feel
of-
free to ask uncomfortable questions. She just doesn't know the answer to any of them.
So we just won't ask the questions.
Yes.
Sounds good.
I'll take it that it's my turn to introduce myself.
You may take it as such.
Doctors first, after all.
Yes. Hi, I'm Jude Law. No, I'm not.
Hey, listen.
My
if you want to
identity
go
is
with it, you
my,
literally think
my-
you're Jude Law.
my identity has been compromised. I have been trying to hide among you. No. I am Cornelius Fletcher, member of Clan Brewheart and humble servant to the Camarilla. At your service. He gives a curt bow.
Oh, wait. Oh, and it isn't.
I'm a fancy man.
Oh boy.
Very fancy.
I don't actually say that, just to clarify.
Okay. Okay, she might say it
Okay.
anyway. She might just say very fancy.
I suppose it's time I make my introduction. Relius Dugal. If it's dead, ask me about it. That's all you need to know.
I'm going to look at you, and I'm going to look
Is
at
that-
Dr. Dugal, and I'm going to look back at you. I'm like, wait.
And I am Viceroy Ryan Famo, his most auspicious friend. Pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well, Lord Viceroy.
Do you do a handshake? Do you do a hug? What do we creatures do down here?
Apparently, eye contact.
I'd recommend
You know what?
I'd recommend you
You do
avoid
it.
swimming.
Oh, you know what? Oh, damn it. That's her thing. Yeah, she's gonna say, yeah, we do a secret handshake down here. Let me show you.
You get one finger as you get close to him that just pushes your forehead back.
Oh no! This wasn't to, that wasn't to Bruce. That was to Relius. Unless Bruce did it. Unless Bruce interceded and did that anyway.
That sounds like a good thing to do.
Okay.
You just suddenly watch as all the Nosferatu in absolute synchronization just start doing the hand jive.
Brett.
Yes?
Of course, you know I'm actually Relius, but Relius will look at your character. Ah, Hector. Heard you wanted a word with me.
Michael's going to look. Michael, who had already produced himself as Michael Brightman, is going to look down at Poto and say, "Can you go find your brother, please?" And he's going to set down the little ferret, and Ferret's going to run over to Enigma, and Kodo is going to stick its head out of Enigma's hoodie. And it's just going to say, "I don't know this Hector you're referring to. I'm Dr. Michael Brightman. I've always been Dr. Michael Brightman. But I think currently I'm at the 4th. Yes, at the 4th.
Okay. I'm just saying, out of context, you wanted to talk to me about handing a pamphlet to Sketcher.
Oh, no, I already had that conversation with Sketcher. I mean, Sketcher is currently escorting King.
Okay, if that's not a conversation to be had, I'll redact that then.
Okay. Michael's going to look over to Hennessy and Asani. He said, King keeps trying to go to the surface. I may need some help with re-educating him.
There's a kind of you guys can hear a very slight, exasperated sigh come from under Hennessy's mask, like. But he'll say, Enigma, you have my link.
Yes, sir. Well, you know that it just took me longer than I was expecting because I didn't expect them to have such good.
You have the link.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Good. Put it through on your monitor.
Yes, sir.
By the way, so Ryan, I'm going to give you some extra stuff because you have spooky friends.
Yes.
I would go so far as to say you have friends on the other side.
I see a joking coming.
So basically, at this point in time, you will feel a cold presence. Anyone who's standing around Ryan will feel a very cold presence seep into you. And for Ryan, you know that this is obviously the telltale sign that one of your wraiths has returned.
Ah, okay. Do you want me to roll to turn on like Shroud Sight, or do you want me to just do it? Because it's super easy.
Make the roll anyway, just in case. Because also you have to, I believe, in order to do the blood magic, I think you have to spend a point of blood.
I don't believe you have to pay to use
Oh,
Shroud.
no, sorry, that's for rituals. Fun fact: for every ritual you do have to spend a point of blood regardless of the ritual. That was a rule we learned the other day.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I'll eye you up, Ryan. Oh, one of your friends. Is it Cassandra? I love her. She's gorgeous.
That is entirely disturbing. Regardless, I will be a moment. I'm gonna walk off into a corner, preferably one with less eyes in it.
He loves those corners, doesn't he? Just can't get enough of him.
No idea what you're chatting, fam. Okay, perception awareness, difficulty 7. Perception is 3, awareness is 3, so 6 dice. Okay. Yep.
Okay. In front of you, you see a blonde girl who's still wearing, as sad as this is, she is still wearing her Obsidian Pixies hoodie.
Well, you know, people choose to appear how they want to appear. Must have been a big fan.
But she's kind of standing there and she says, so we went and we had a look, as you asked us to, around the Sharon Pharmaceutical facility.
Anything of note?
Kinda, but I don't exactly know how to phrase it. So most of the facilities just that they're producing basically like, I don't know, insulin and shit. However, like there's one building as you go towards the center of the facility that's basically it's a large circular building and it's separated from the rest of the facility. In order to get there, you have to walk through a small walkway, and we couldn't get in there. Like, we tried. It was like we were being buffeted back. Like there was a wall there that we couldn't see.
Can you perhaps describe this feeling?
It was literally like coming up against a solid object, but it was a solid object that wasn't there. Like we could feel it, we could put our hand on it, and we knew that we kind of walked around the building, and it extended all around the circumference, and no matter what, we just couldn't pass through.
Brian like scratches his beard. Perhaps some kind of hoarding. I must consult the rest of the people. Any idea what this dome may have been?
I don't know. I saw a number of people in white coats going in and out. They seemed really agitated. Something about an audit. I don't exactly know what they were talking about, but they seemed pretty pissed. And other than that, there was quite a lot of security. Like, bear in mind, this is a pharma company, so I'd expect them to be like worried that somebody would like sneak off with, I don't know, a shipment of fucking lithium or some shit. But you know, they don't really need armed guards, but that's what they got. We saw at least 10 while we were just kind of floating around.
That is rather interesting. Thank you for your help. I will understandably enable some kind of reward for this later, but for the time being, I must attend to this.
As you wish.
Fades back into the darkness.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Gonna walk out the corner. I assume they're all like in conversation or something, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much.
I have just had a short conversation with some of the gentlemen on the other side. Apparently, there's some sort of dome located in the middle of the building, roughly at 10 guards. They were the ones they saw, at least. And the rest of the building's about as regular Joe as a farmer company can get. But, yeah, I heard mention of them saying something about an audit. Men in lab coats.
I said Bruce will laugh.
Pull it up for them. Basically, Enigma pulls up on one of his large screens, so you can all read the fact that the the revenue commissioner is currently investigating Sharon Pharmaceuticals for tax evasion, and they're currently being audited.
But I just like fucking clapping. Oh joy, the powers of bureaucracy.
Money. Coin.
Wait, so hang on. Enigma, yes, sir? Can you get us some kind of feed as to the central building? Yeah, but it's weird. They must be using some kind of different circuit link, or rather that, or they're using some kind of internal, how would you phrase it? Internal, what's the word? Internal server that I can't access for the security systems for that building because it's disconnected from the rest of the building, but I can pull it up on a CCTV. Give me a second. You guys will see the security cameras will swivel, and you will get a clear view of a large circular building that appears to be made from heavy-duty concrete, and it's paved outside with white tiling. And it's about 2.5, 3 stories high, with a kind of a dome onion top on the roof. And you will see the fact that there's quite a lot of activity going on there at the moment. You'll see a number of people are moving stuff out of that particular building. Like very large container boxes. As a matter of fact, as this happens, you will see, because all of them are marked, all of them are kind of very nondescript metal boxes. Some of them are quite large. As this happens, you will see a huge dent, bang, be knocked from the inside of one of these boxes into its exterior as it shakes and is dropped from its gurney.
If big things come in small packages, I dare to think what may be in those.
If I had to make a guess, I'd say experiments being done on living tissue.
Then it is our job to make sure they are expunged. Such a gross perversion of nature surely cannot be allowed to exist in the cycle.
I find this particularly disgusting. Such a perversion of death. Sickening.
So
Yeah,
If I could get a sample.
go ahead.
If
Sorry.
you
Hang
like,
on.
if I can.
Tim, speak. Sorry, I'm just going to do the speak thing. Tim, speak.
Okay, she'll just say, if you guys like, I can go and check what's in them. I might be able to sneak in and just kind of break into one of them and kind of see what's up.
I'd rather not send the first blood alone.
No, look, Hennessy stands because he's kind of crouched. He was looking in at the monitor over Enigma's shoulder, and he'll say, "Right, we have 2 options. One of them is we go in very loud, very quickly, and very brutally. The other is more subtle. Which is the current prevailing thought?"
Well, you know my thoughts on this.
I do.
I will wait until all the votes are cast, and I will throw mine in with the one I think sounds more plausible. Loud and hard but fast could be a great way to do it swiftly. If we take too long, we risk much more chance of alerting anything around.
We'll make this quite simple. How many of you assembled can take a hit?
I'll show what's left of a tiny scar left from a black spiral dancer.
All right, that's a hard maybe.
Michael will pull a Snow White rabbit out of his pocket and start petting it.
So that's a no. All right, so we're going not hard.
I should be able to hold up many of the security personnel with my brothers here. Hennessy will say as he denotes the people around him. If we do this, in that case, I will need you to extract some of these experiments and have them brought safely back down to the sewers. Does this seem agreeable?
If we all work together quickly, I'm sure we can have it done in just under 10 minutes.
Good.
However,
Well,
I tend to find one of the best ways to approach these situations is to suspect the worst case scenario. Things could easily go wrong.
For once, Doctor, you and I have a philosophy that agrees with each other.
if I may, if they are moving these containers out of the building, is that correct? Yes?
Yes.
Then perhaps we can catch one in transit.
More than likely, they're moving them because how would I phrase it? More than likely, they're moving them because these premises are about to be quote-unquote audited. It only makes sense that they would remove anything illegal or illicit from the facility before it had to be checked over by experienced personnel. So,
Noble Seneschal, an idea, if I may.
you may.
What are these being loaded into? Would it not be simple to let them be loaded elsewhere and steal the vehicle of which they're being loaded into?
We have no idea what they're being loaded into, merely that they're being loaded.
Damn.
As a matter of fact, Enigma. Yes, sir. Can you pull up the outer frame of the building? Yes, sir. By all means, sir. Do they have a docking bay? Did they have a did they have a docking bay? Yes, sir. Or loading bay? Can you open that for us as well? Yes. As he does that, you'll see the fact the loading bay is entirely empty. There are no vans or trucks there. So they're clearly deigning to move this in some other fashion.
I love how I was like, hey, maybe we should look for where the containers are, but before I can do that, I just get interrupted and everyone just fucking comes to the same conclusion. Like, okay.
It's okay, Scott. We'll acknowledge that you're the smart bunny.
Yeah. Sorry, babe.
Thank you. Jesus.
That's all he ever asks.
Local man with common sense merit.
Oh, you actually have that, do you? That thing will literally save your life.
Yeah, it is. It's good shit.
I choose not to use my common sense. Anyway.
That is because you live by the motto of YOLO, I'm a YOLO again.
It usually works 9 times out of 10.
Being the second surviving.
Pick first. We'll see what happens.
So we're on an agreement then. The Seneschal and his men do their best to keep things preoccupied. We go in hard, fast, and we get what we can.
Perhaps it would be worth establishing where they are bringing these containers to, that we might take one.
It's worth establishing what everyone's capabilities here are.
I just hope that it's something in there that I can actually control, because if I can't, it's going to end badly.
I just want to be a part of the team. Bruce raises his hands. I don't care what happens.
In it for the team, yeah!
Is it possible they may be moving this contraband underground?
Are any building permissions or blueprints showing a cellar or an underground storage unit?
None that we have access to.
Perhaps by air, a helicopter.
I think we'd have seen a helipad on some of these cameras.
Well, it is a pharmaceutical company. Have they a helicopter pad?
No,
It's
but then
sketch.
again,
Sorry, go ahead.
no, but then again, they don't really need one. In theory, they could land a helicopter on that green expanse of grass that separates, but the green expanse of grass that surrounds this building before it links to the main building.
The issue with transporting it by air is also the fact that a lot of people will be able to see that.
Looking over at the screen, Bruce will ask, "Is it okay if I look?"
Mm-hmm.
Sketch. His name is Sketch, right?
No, this is Enigma.
No, that's
Enigma. Okay.
Mhm.
Is it okay if I look, Enigma?
Sure, please be my guest.
Okay. I have some finance. You think I will be able to locate where shipping will go? Because usually when people try to do things like this, they try to do it in a cover up sort of way because most things leave a paper trail.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And
Well,
really, so it's not my day. One success.
I'll give you this. There has been no monetary paper trail.
Oh. Well, that's odd. There should be a paper trail. There is not.
So effectively, what we can gather is that everything inside that building, we have no idea.
Exactly.
We are completely in the dark.
Your choice of words is amusing.
Enigma, do you think you could get us a blueprint of the space?
Everything's been registered with the official planning board with the exception of that building in the center. I can get you all a rough blueprint as to the layout of the facility proper, other than that particular area, if you'd like.
Be most helpful.
Okay.
leads me to my next question. Enigma.
Mhm.
You have control of most of those camera systems, correct?
Yep.
I should assume you're able to blacken them to hide most of us?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Just making sure all bases are covered. This could be a
At the
very...
drop of a hand, I can fry their entire security system.
Seneschal, maybe you should activate that once your plan is enacted. That would give us a wide open window.
My. Already telling me my business.
My tomfoolery aside, I like to pretend I can actually have a good idea occasionally.
Well, it's still my train of thought.
Oh, Ryan, that is why I'm friends with you after all.
Yes.
Your
Well-
trains run on way better time than mine do.
But they don't make all the right stops, as it were.
Very
Spicy.
true.
So spicy, but we do have things to do this evening.
Yes.
So,
May I make a suggestion first? So
Go
we
on.
know, at least, have you seen any helicopters leaving the building?
No.
Then it's likely a tunnel that they are using. Your brethren in the Warrens, I assume that they have a reasonable knowledge of any of the nearby area.
Yes.
They would know of such a tunnel if it had existed.
If it connected to the sewer system, yes. If not, we wouldn't know.
Are there any buildings nearby that are owned by the same company? Perhaps they are moving the between points.
Let me check. Sketcher, or rather, let me check. Enigma, check. Oh, yes, sir. That's called checking by proxy. But he will kind of raise. Sketcher will say, Enigma will say, yeah. As a matter of fact, they have another warehouse. Well, they have a warehouse that's located just opposite them across the street.
Oh,
Perhaps we should have a second strike team go for that warehouse as well.
perhaps we should.
I volunteer.
Now, I would like to just put forward a possible scenario of absolutely everything goes wrong. Dr. Brightman can't control the whatever creatures they're in, and we are looking at a high casualty rate. What would the contingency plan be for that?
Gunfire. Lots and lots of gunfire.
Nonsense, Doctor. I'm sorry, nonsense. Nonsense, Mr. Dugall. Actually, no. Your brother is Doctor. Nonsense, Doctor Dugall. We think much larger in Clan Nosferatu. He will very calmly walk over and he will pull. You'd assume that this was just a stack of like processors or something, because it basically had a cloth laying over to keep it from the damp. But he'll pull it off, and you will see what looks to be about 200 to 300 pounds of Semtex explosive.
You are a wonderful man, Seneschal.
I like to hedge my bets.
Okay. 2 strike teams and a boatload of Semtex. Who here is, well, fast enough to plant a good amount of it in a short time?
Hold on a minute. Perhaps we could all go in through this warehouse, follow the tunnel that they are transporting troops through, and simply acquire the specimens we need via that.
I believe the scenario put forward was if everything went wrong.
If everything goes wrong, of course, but...
So if everything goes wrong, who is able to plant these the fastest? Seneschal, I believe it may likely be you.
It won't have anything to do with being fast. What we're going to do is we're going to bring up the blueprint again. Enigma. Yes, sir. The blueprint we brought up, and he'll denote the fact that on the blueprint they have denoted several spaces, and he'll say, we are going to deposit caches of the Semtex here, 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 and here, underneath the building in the sewer system. At which point, when it is required, we are going to ignite the building. We're going to bring it all crashing down.
Okay, one final question, and my apologies for asking such a favour of you, Seneschal. What are the odds you have a couple of radios spare? All of us keeping in contact may be, well, a large bounty.
Enigma, do you have them prepared and encoded, sir? This is why I keep you around. Despite the that's wonderful. Thank you for the validation of my existence, sir. Don't push it, Enigma. Yes, sir. Basically, he will bring out from a small lockbox a number of earphone mics. So basically, they clip over your ear, and they have a small adjustable area that leans towards your mouth, so you can all keep in contact with one another.
Cool.
It gets really fucking hilarious when Ryan tries to put his on, because fuck it, they don't fit.
Giant elf ears. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I just love the idea of your characters wearing this headset and a beanie.
Yeah.
Slowly but sure, you are becoming more hipster.
Oh God.
So
Silence.
Final preparations then. We have Semtex caches. Hopefully the good doctor can control the creatures. But going, of course, back to the good doctor's suggestion of if everything goes wrong, what is the plan?
Well, if I can't control them, I can direct their rage.
I may have a similar ability myself if it buys us enough time to enact the Semtex.
I would really like to study one of this, if there's something in there to study. At the very least, I could determine if there's a way to reverse engineer what's done to them, create maybe a antidote.
I assure you, Doctor, if entirely possible, I will bring back some form of specimen for you. I assure you.
So acquire a specimen, blow the building to smithereens.
Which leads us to the next question. What's the damage control being run on the explosion?
The explosion should only be sufficient in order to reduce this building to cinders. Fortunately, due to its positioning, it is not abutting any other large facility. Also, the fire service have been instructed to respond at exactly 15 minutes past midnight, which means we have 2 hours. It's rather interesting when you can inform the fire department that there is going to be a fire at a specific time. Wouldn't you agree?
Certainly. Which leads me to the final act of this. What does everyone else think will have happened? I don't think we can blame this on an earthquake or a simple server room fire.
We can simply say that because of the audit, that a group of vigilantes went here, decided to cause a massive hellstorm because they weren't paid. Media's a hell of a drug. Go.
And when,
Well,
and
well,
when
if I
you say,
recall,
go on.
well, if I recall my history back from Liverpool, there was a situation where there was a gas rupture beneath a building. It caused the entire building to be reduced to rubble. It'd be just as easy to put such a lie in place, I'm sure.
Well, if we want to follow this further, I have an even more daunting idea. Why don't we blame Ireland's own?
Oh, delightful.
If they want to bring the war to us, I see no reason we can't fling a little shit back. I always enjoyed being a monkey.
I will think
What
of something
they-
fun.
The issue with that assessment is why would they attack their own financial backers?
I wasn't aware that was common knowledge, if I'm honest.
What, that Ireland's own are being financially supported by Pentex and Sharon Pharmaceuticals?
Oh no, we know they're being supported by Pentex, but not this specific building. That was information we had to find out ourselves anyway.
Yeah, but this building is a subsidiary of Pentex. It's a Pentex corporation. So essentially they're being funded by the umbrella corporation of this company.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, we can't do that then.
Well,
It's far more likely that the people that were fired because of not receiving pay came back to do some old civil justice. Give them the old razzle dazzle.
In particular, when I'll have 5 people admit to being the bombers tomorrow morning. Or rather, the day after tomorrow.
That's fine.
Well, as long as your patsies are in place.
Once again, on a side note, just because people really kind of underestimate when Hennessy does this, he has literally just said he is going to brainwash 5 people to take the rap.
I don't ask
Oh,
questions I don't want to answer to.
I was literally about to say, as long as your patsies are in place, I see no reason why we can't start the journey there. And well, I guess we'll give them the old razzle dazzle, as my good friend across there says.
perhaps I might accompany Bruce to the warehouse building and see if we can make our way through the tunnel.
So, in that case, myself and my fellows will go into the building proper. The rest of you will go into the warehouse. Is this agreeable?
Agreeable.
Yes, my seneschal.
Good.
Of course.
Very good. He simply
have
stands.
I have a very ill feeling about this.
Good. If you were ever happy about going into battle, you might actually be a real Bruja.
I'm gonna raise a huge eyebrow and just be like, inside I'm like, ah!
Ooh.
Connor just blinks. Ow.
So,
Oh
Hennessy
no.
looks,
Sure.
hang on. Hennessy looks at him up. Hennessy
Can't.
looks at you intently for a few moments, like a handful of moments. But he doesn't say anything, and then he just turns and walks away.
I suppose we can't all have our proclivities so obvious.
Question: was Connor offended by that statement?
He would appear to be.
It was more
But he
so an
would-
odd question.
He wouldn't act out on it. He'd be kind of biting his lip and staying quiet about it.
Self-control.
No, I was more so actually asking what was his real emotional state, and I'm asking for a reason.
Aura.
Cheeky.
I'd say that's perception too, baby.
There was probably some level of concern and panic there.
That's interesting. Okay, let's continue, kids. So you will basically, Michael, you will basically be given the coordinates on your phone that works in the sewer because of the wonderful Nosferatu expanded Wi-Fi that they have that spreads all throughout the sewer system. On the side note, that is a real thing. Look it up in North Clans. I was amazed.
Oh yeah.
But basically, so you will be able to guide them through the undercroft of the sewer system in order to make your way to the warehouse.
That's not a problem. I can lead the way. So, Mighty, follow me.
How many? Hang on. How many people can you take under your obfuscate?
Let's see.
I've got obfuscate 3.
Well, you
It's
can
equal
obviously
to my level stealth, so I can only take 3.
plus yourself, of course.
Plus myself, yes. 3 plus myself. So everybody that I don't think has obfuscate
Can
Relis is
handle
the only-
themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you approach the grating for the warehouse, you will become aware of the whir and the sound of automated machinery that's operating the warehouse, which is rather unusual considering the fact that it shouldn't be there. This facility is not zoned for the kind of mechanical engineering that you're hearing. Michael, you will very slowly and very tactfully remove the grate of the sewer grate as you hoist yourself up before giving a hand to the next person to raise themselves up into the space.
Mm-hmm. And yup. And yup. And yup.
Physical contact.
Well, you don't need to be lifted if you don't want to. You will hear from the next. You will hear the sound of a lot of very, very heavy material moving, and you'll hear a male voice who's shouting like he is clearly pissed, and you hear him say, "This wasn't part of the agreement. They shouldn't be moved now." Yes, I'm aware of this fact. However, what can we do? If the plant is audited, then we can't allow the experiments to follow. I am well aware of the arrangements, but these are my creations. You have no right to tell me. Silence yourself, Doctor. Everything will be fine. We've already seen to it that the auditors will find nothing of note and interest. Calm down. All right. All right. But this is years of my work, my endeavors, my achievements. I am not one to have those snatched away from me. I am well aware of this fact. We have been made aware of this fact. You have not shut up about this fact for the last 3/4 of an hour. And the two will continue to have a banter that goes back and forth. As you guys are all hoisted up into the room.
Okay. I thought we were closer. Never mind.
You are about, when you walk around the side of the machinery, for the record, the machinery is creating a really odd, it is creating a tiny vial, and there are a number of these that are stacked up, of a bright pink, purple colored liquid, roughly about the size, the vials themselves are roughly about the size of your pinky finger.
Yoink.
Okay.
Yoink. Okay. Can I get people to roll me perception awareness, please?
Of course you can.
Thank you.
Thank you.
4 and awareness, you said, right?
I did.
What's the difficulty?
It's going to be difficulty 8. Bear in mind, if your all specs is active, it will lower the rolls.
0.
3.
Got 1.
That hurt.
I think I only have 1 there because I have an 8, a 9, a 10. Oh no, the 10 explodes, but the 2 botches will take the 9 and the 8, so 2. That's not a lot.
Okay. So, okay, so for those of you who got 2 or more successes, because that's the threshold, there are odd glyphs daubed in red liquid that could be blood,
on the side of these machines, and they appear to be drawing in some kind of they feel powered to you, and they appear to be imparting that power into the liquid.
Can I have a thaumaturgy roll?
Yeah, you can have a thaumaturgy roll.
Oh boy.
Intelligence thaumaturgy.
Don't worry, guys. This then, of course, cost me like half my soul. Jesus. Goddamn.
Only half.
Only half.
Bargain.
3 successes?
That is not vampiric blood magic, but it is definitely blood magic that is using blood to power it. You think that it's doing something to the ephemeral essence surrounding you.
Assuming we're doing the phone thing because we can't talk to relay information. So I guess in the group, I guess we all have our cell phones out in the group chat. He'll just relay the information.
I will say for Anthony, they're grinding up the local spirits.
They have what? The local spirits?
They're grinding up the local spirits.
Oh no. I'll add that last part too.
I haven't turned off Shroud Sight.
These not undead spirits, world spirits.
Right, yeah.
The Shadowlands looks funky here. Like, this is a place of death and destruction. It's kind of tasty. You're like, I could build a summer home here.
Yes. I want to remark about Funky Juju, but I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
You will see eventually, after a handful of minutes, the doctor strides around. You can tell it's the doctor because he is a very agitated man. He will stride around the side of the machine, and he kind of wrings his hands together as he presses a handful of buttons. For the record, sorry, I'm just going to...
Evan?
Yes?
As I have been in many scientific circles, more prominently so than perhaps the other doctors here in recent times, would I recognize this person?
No. He is not somebody who you know, so he is not somebody who you've come across in your professional field, which is in and of itself a bit weird.
Have
How
I
far
read
is-
about him in any... that I've seen his name on any medical journals, genetics, Scientific America, that sort of thing?
Nope, nothing of that kind.
I assume I don't know him from any of my circles. Oh my god, he's a creepy dude.
Of course.
Damn.
One serious spook.
I didn't realize Caustic from Apex Legends had a Moonlight job.
Yeah.
However, I will let people... Does anyone hear of Auspex above 2? Or Auspex
I
2
do.
or above?
I literally just got it.
Yeah.
If you guys want to roll me aura perception on him, you can.
Sure, what's the roll on aura perception?
It's perception.
Perception. Are you using the Dark Ages rolls for Auspex?
No, we are using the standard V20, but you do get it's difficulty 8 lowered by your Auspex rating.
That's the Dark Ages version of it.
But the next guy's using that because that's the one I've always used. So
Gotcha.
What was the roll?
I believe it's perception empathy, though I could be wrong.
It's perception plus empathy, difficulty 8.
Minus your levels of Auspex.
Minus your Auspex levels. So
Yes. Give me a second to just calculate mine quickly then.
There's a PC in this game who literally has 5 levels of Auspex, so I just don't even make him roll perception anymore.
I got like 2 successes.
That's all you need. You only need 1.
Bear with me. Three successes. 4, 10 explodes.
Okay.
Zero successes.
Okay. Wait. He has an ordinary human aura,
except for that point right in his center, right about where his heart is, that is pitch black and icky looking.
With 4 successes, can I tell a bit more about that?
I'll tell you his emotional. I can tell both of you his emotional state.
Go for it.
He is very, very, very aggressive and angry, with a kind of a sub note of worry and sadness.
Aww.
The thing in his heart is just made of pure, unadulterated hatred and rage. And no. Actually, above those sort of things, it's also made of hunger.
Oh, dear.
Okay.
Who will put these in?
Brett, what's your character's name again? I've forgotten, sorry.
Michael.
Michael.
Yes. Text back. Yes.
Oh, good. Yeah, Baz, using the phones, of course. I'll relate to you what I've seen, and I will ask if it's worth potentially trying to capture this individual as well.
I will text back. I'd prefer not killing people if possible.
We don't have to kill him.
If it is possible, try to get a sample of his blood.
I'll text back. I'll do my best.
Text back. Wait. We just sent the whole body? It doesn't have to be difficult.
Tap. I would prefer not to have to drag this guy into the warrens where he could do damage. I mean, sewers. Etiquette sewers. I prefer not to drag this guy into the sewers where he could cause further damage if he's as dark and hungry as Relius says he is.
Brandon?
I mean, if that's everything's going on, I guess we can start putting the plan into action, guys.
Cool. You will start to become aware of the fact that a number of these boxes have been brought in and have been placed on the ground. Some of them are shaking, and you can hear animalistic cries lost beneath the metal as you hear them rivet and shake. And you see this man walk over. There are a number of armed guards in the room. There's about 4 of them at the moment who are armed with kind of heavy AKs. The man who you spoke to seemed to be the captain of this grouping of individuals. So he kneels down next to one of the cases, and he places a hand, and he says, "Shh, it'll all be fine. It'll all be over soon. Don't worry about it. No need to fret and to hush and to holler. No." So yeah, what do you guys want to do?
I mean, I'll let everyone else decide first, to be honest.
I'll text everybody saying we don't want to start something with all of them around.
I mean, when's the signal from the Seneschal? Sorry, I'll text back. Once the signal from the Seneschal happens, we all have to be ready to go.
Agreed.
Basically, the Seneschal has said he is going to begin his assault half past the hour. Half past the hour is in approximately 3 minutes' time.
Okay, so everybody get such things as fucking auspexes, obfuscates, anything you need to buff, do it now.
On a side note, Ryan, aren't you glad that you have a shotgun?
I'm glad I have a shotgun.
Is the shotgun made of love?
The shotgun is made of lead, the most friendly metal.
Unless you drink it.
Yes. Buckshot loves hugs.
Let's love things. Okay, so let me just do one thing. Okay, so the hour will tick down to past. You guys will start to hear sounds of commotion, calamity, and gunfire. At which point the doctor looks up and his eyes go wide for a moment as he gestures to the guards and he says, "Go and see what that's about now." Yes, doctor. Yes, Dr. Shellman. Yes, sir. Two of the guards will leave the room quite hurriedly.
Is he called Sheldon?
No, Shellman.
Oh, I was kind of hoping I could like come out of invisibility, like Bazinga, and then shoot him in the face with a shotgun. Oh.
I thought you said Dr. Shaman. I was like, that isn't fucking subtle.
Literally got a bone through his nose.
It's like, do you even have a doctorate? No.
No, for the record, his name is Dr. Sharman, but or Shulman rather, Shulman. But yeah, Dr. Shulman. So two of the men leave. The seneschal has tripped his trap. What do you all do?
Right. So the plan is get something from these crates, presumably take this doctor alive, and then be ready to plant all this Semtex. Yeah, I'm not missing anything.
Oh, then I'll just pop Majesty. It's fine.
All right then. That is literally the big dick move. Okay. That sweet presence 5. All right. So in that case, in order to continue, to think we might have had a combat encounter, but no, somebody pops Majesty. So what happens is the wonderful Mr. The wonderful Mr. Lioncourt essentially hops out of the cistern, hops out of the grate to the sewer, walks under the obvious gate of the good doctor to the center of the room, and basically explodes into golden look at me bitches. The guards raise their weapons, and then there's like a moment of
Miss Dr. Brightman, ask your questions, please.
We are going to roll initiative though, because they do get the option to overcome it with actual rolls.
Okay.
So we are going to now roll initiative.
Don't die.
Initiative, here we go.
1d10 plus 8.
The two guards are going to share the same initiative because I don't want to have to roll twice.
No problem.
Wow, the person who's useless in combat rolled 18.
You rolled 6 plus 5 is 11. 11 plus 4.
Oh, no, hang on, guys. This is actually in a moment. Liam, you might actually get to do something in a combat situation. Holy shit!
I know. Connor's brought the paddle. He's not happy anymore.
Damn.
Who's writing down the initiative?
Did you say who is or you are?
I said who is, or I can.
Somebody jot down the initiative.
I think Brett's on it.
Yeah.
The doctor's going on an 11. The Goombas are going on whatever Goombas are going on.
The Goombas, those things Mario jumps on.
I mean,
Who's Azrael?
that's Liam. That's Dr. Cordelius.
No dying. Not yet, at least.
I'm not dying. I'm fine.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, that's a plus. Yeah, no, that's 15, not 14.
I said 15.
No, I mean for
I didn't get to you yet.
like for myself, that is not.
I am thoroughly amused that the doctors seem to be leading this charge.
For science!
And then Bruce had to go and fucking ruin it.
Have you met Bruce Lioncourt, also known as I Raise a... No. Have you met Anthony's characters, also known as Hey Evan, fuck you and your plots?
You yell at us and you say that I'm supposed to like prepare, and then I prepare and you get salty.
I reminded of in Mage, the whole take 20 ag damage. Oh.
Evan, who's on 11, who's on 12?
Huh?
Who did you roll 11 for and who did you roll 12
The
for?
Doctor rolled an 11 and the Goombas rolled 12s.
I have a 21.
We know.
I was just letting him. Sorry.
I already put it in there if you noticed. You and your 21.
Tim, did you roll?
Yeah, I did.
Where are you at?
I'm gonna be laughing if I rolled in the wrong Discord. Nope, I rolled the right one.
Oh, there you are. You're at 12.
Yeah.
I like how the Swole Patrol all rolled the same number.
I like how they're now called the Swole Patrol.
Yes.
Who the hell's the Swole Patrol?
It's okay.
I suppose that's me, Ryan, and Relius.
Oh, okay.
The Swole Patrol.
All right, so Bruce, you're gonna go first, mofo.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Be fabulous.
Actually, I will walk over to the I'll walk over to the doctor and Mr. ST, what's his willpower currently?
At the moment, the Doctor's willpower is 5.
All right, so I'm gonna cast love.
Okay.
Presents, bitches.
So that's 5 plus 8, 2, 10. With 2 successes, successes on the roll indicates the victim feels attached to the characters as if he were bloodbound to her.
Okay, cool. That is your action. Next up, we have Michael.
Am I visible? I can't remember if I don't think I wanted to notice it.
Currently.
I'm going to go move closer to the guards.
Okay. In that case, we have the 15 to come next. So Cornelius, Relius, and Ryan. Who has the highest dexterity?
I've got 4.
I've got 4.
6, including
Oh,
dex.
sorry, no. Sorry, I have 2. My apologies. I should up that when I have the chance.
I got.
Okay. So sorry. So other Liam, what is your dexterity?
I have 3.
Okay. So Ryan, you're going first.
Okay. I assume I'm still cloaked. Yes.
Yes. Do you cast shotgun?
I don't know if I want to cast magic.
Shotgun is magic. Shotgun is the way.
It is if you're a gun mage.
It's tempting, but do you think that this can be resolved without me having to like blow somebody up? And will me shooting somebody with a shotgun disturb Anthony's, attempt?
No, it won't. You could blow away the guards, and they would still the magic.
Yeah.
Oh, in that case,
this is very mean what I just did.
Cowabunga, it is. Should I? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna spend a blood point to get an extra turn after this.
For celerity?
Yeah, once it's been resolved. But for this one, I'm gonna shoot one of the guards with the shotgun. I'm just gonna stand.
Bang, bang, motherfucker.
Pardon?
Click, click, bang, bang, motherfucker.
Yes.
Please not the one I'm standing next to.
Blood. Guts.
I don't remember the difficulty for hitting with a shotgun's easier. Is okay. I hit. Like, I don't know what the difficulty is, but I definitely hit.
Cool. What is the damage on a shotgun, guys? I can't actually remember.
I thought it was 7 lethal, but I don't know. I can check.
It's 8 lethal.
8
It is
lethal, my dude.
8 lethal.
So yeah, so you hit with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's 5 rollover plus the 8.
13.
13 lethal. Roll that sweet damage.
All right. So am I just rolling d10s for those?
Yeah, 13 d10.
Oof.
Cowabunga it is.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's not dead. He wishes he was.
Fight is uncomfortable right
As
now.
you literally bang right into his midsection as he folds over and proceeds to meet the wall at high velocities.
Oof.
This is why I'm glad that Cloak, when somebody breaks it, it only breaks theirs. It doesn't break everybody else's.
Correct. Next up is going to be, I think, Cornelius.
Yes.
Cornelius.
This is probably when I should have mentioned that Cornelius has brought a sword with him.
Okay, that's fine. Are you going to go and stabbings the other guard with stabbings?
Yes, I'm going to go Deus Vult on him.
Ah, I see. God wills it. Do you want to walk up behind him so you can get the flanking bonus?
Yes.
Okay. That will mean you'll hit him at difficulty 4.
And then just at like the last moment, you just hear Deus Vult non nobis domine.
So you're hitting him at difficulty 4. Don't forget
Yes.
to spend your blood if you want to blood buff any of your attributes. Now is the time.
I have, don't worry.
Okay, roll your things.
And it was difficulty 4, did you say?
Yes. Nunja nedeku. Sorry.
Why the fuck does this always happen to me? Why?
It wasn't a botch?
I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
Sorry.
This is why I don't build fucking combat characters.
It just looks like they just bake me into a pie already meme.
Oh.
You know, I might just celerity at full speed into a fucking wall. Just forget about life.
Oh, the Simpsons picture makes it worse.
Just Leah's guy just like
Wait, I think I have a response image to this.
All right, Relius, you're up.
So he just completely failed to take out the other one, yeah?
He did. It was kind of weird. He walked up behind him with a perfect strike and managed to slash thin air.
Awesome. I'll spend a blood for celerity also, but in the meantime, I will walk up to this other guard and just unload a bullet directly back of the head.
Okay, that'll be difficulty 5. That'll be difficulty 6 if you flank him, because actually shooting somebody in the head is an extra 2 difficulty, but it gets you an extra 3 dice damage.
Oh, lovely.
I feel like Connor's face is just that of a dude who's just like he's failed to get it up, and he's like, I don't know, this has never happened to me before.
I feel like
What did you say
I
the
feel like
difficulty
he has
was?
the face that's right on the overlay.
What did you say the difficulty was?
6.
Lovely. 4 successes.
Okay, so that rolls over. A pistol is 6 plus 3, which means it's 9 dice damage to the back of this guy's head.
This just reminds me of the fucking trust nobody, not even yourself
Oh,
meme.
God. Oh my god!
That man is dead.
Oh wow, that guy's super dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, literally, you very calmly walk up. I can even picture the sigh as you look at the good doctor. You pull that clock, bang, dunk. On a side note, are any of you on Path of Humanity?
I mean, I am, but I haven't done anything yet.
Are any of us what?
Like,
Sorry?
okay, hang on. What path is Relius on?
Path of Scorched Heart.
Oh yeah, fuck, you're good.
Yeah, I'm
Death and
fine.
bones! Death and bones!
I was gonna say, to be fair, Ryan, you know you now have to finish off this mofo. Like,
Sufficiently erect. You realize I'm gonna do like a hush now. Let it come
All right, what did I
softly.
miss?
all right, who is next? Next up is going to be.
I'm gonna be honest. Liam's fucking role has filled me with rage. I am so annoyed right now. I am so fucking pissed off. You do not believe it.
Liam, do you need to hug it out, bro? Do you need to hug it out?
You know what? Fucking Connor gets a new image. Connor gets a new image, and I will use it for the rest of
Right.
the.
Right, come back next session wearing a My Chemical Romance t-shirt and sing Teenagers, and we'll forgive you.
I'm just gonna
So-
keep
is
this
the guy-
picture from now on.
Did Connor kill the guy I was standing next to?
Yes.
Just looking down with like
No,
missed opportunity.
Connor didn't. Relius did.
Oh, really? Sorry.
But on that note, the minions are dead. Ismi, you're up.
Fuck, man. I don't even know what I need to do.
Only the doctor is left.
Do we have to question the doctor?
All right, you have to question the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna support what Bruce is doing right now. Not that he needs a lot of support, but I don't know that. You said the minions had AKs, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take one and I'm gonna hold up that fucking doctor.
That's fair.
You're like, oh shit, this is just like what they did in the first and only Die Hard movie.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm like Alan Rickman.
All right, the doctor's kneeling on the floor and he's looking up at Bruce with a kind of a sense of love and adoration because it's his turn now. At which point, you see his eyes blink once, blink twice, and then his eyes explode in green fire. For those of you who played Werewolf, if you've ever seen Balefire,
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
I knew it was a Fomori. I knew it was a Fomori. I just knew it was a Fomori.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Hey, that's still better than a full-fledged PSD.
Yeah.
what did you say?
You don't know what
Oh,
this guy is.
Hang on. Okay. It stands up and it says, "Now, trying to take control of my toys." At which point it opens its mouth and fire explodes outwards. And this is going to be sad. I apologize in advance because of the phrase that Balefire uses, the phrase unsoakable ag damage.
Oh.
On a side note, I choose to put out Max turned me on to this. Blame him.
So sorry, the doctor is a bale.
Fomori.
There's a Fomori that's using Balefire on.
Okay, but who's it
Bruce.
using it on? Oh, Bruce. Okay.
Technically,
Well,
it's
then.
everyone who's in his frontal arc, so that also includes the poor new Ismi.
Oh, damn. Sorry, Tom.
I was behind him.
All right, you know what? I'll let you claim cover. It's called Cover Bruce.
Can I get a dodge roll since I actually didn't do anything?
It's an AOE, so
I have 4 dots in celerity. We can play this game.
Don't worry, Connor will just walk in front of Esme because he just embraces death at this point.
you know what? I'll let you roll a Dex Athletics difficulty 8 to get out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
I have to roll his attack roll first, though. Give me a second.
I'll fucking roll. Dex Athletics. I don't want to take Unsoakable Ag, and that's green fire.
He rolls it. I assume, by the way, because he never told me this. Does Balefire provoke Rorschach? I assume it does.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fire. The fire.
So he has to roll his Gnosis. Gnosis. Well.
Oh,
That's
oh
evil.
man.
The filth.
Oh man.
Considering it's difficulty 7 for the roll. Wow. Wow, this dice roller just fucking hates you.
Freshly crisp.
Finally, some good fucking food.
Oh,
Delicious fucking food.
hey.
You just got fried.
One.
That's
two.
9 successes there, Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
5 for
Wow.
Tim.
So 1, 2, 3. It was difficulty 8, bear in mind. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fuck me sideways. Okay. Anthony manages to dodge out of the way. 3, 4.
Nice.
Tim, on the other hand. Hi, Tim.
Damn,
Yeah.
Tim, sorry. Damn.
So, Tim, you're now going to take. One moment, please.
I love this.
I'm
Just
gonna
like,
be laughing
welcome to
at this one
Vampire.
shot. I'm gonna be hella laughing at this one shot Tasme, guys.
I didn't do it.
I know.
I mean, to be fair to him, it wouldn't be the first time this happened.
I've got
Alright.
I've got Esme's new character art.
4 levels of unsoakable ag.
I'm good. Yes.
Yes!
Oh.
I'm good.
I should actually point out the entity itself is actually wreathed in this green flame. It's covering them from head to toe. I'd like all of you to please, Tim, make me a rush roll difficulty 9 because you're on the. Everyone else, please make it for me a difficulty 7 because oh shit, that's a lot of fire.
Because I have actually spent the blood for celerity, can I dodge?
It's not going to hit you, and it will go to
Yeah,
your
but
guys' celerity rounds now in a second. At the end of the initiative, but you guys still have to make your rush rolls.
Okay.
Just
What's that? Just
just
one-
willpower?
Dot.
No,
One
it's
dot
courage.
away from being able to throw my beast at people. 1 dot away, motherfuckers.
Sorry, I couldn't hear what Evan said. Was that willpower or not?
It's courage.
Courage. Okay. Do I have much of that? I have 4. No, I don't.
That's actually a lot for him.
Difficulty.
It's going to be difficulty 6, difficulty 7 for Anthony because he's really close to it, and difficulty 8 for difficulty 9 for Tim.
I'm
2
okay.
successes.
I did
2
it.
successes.
One success.
Woo!
We are in this.
This is why you invest in the don't be a big stat.
He's not wrong.
Esme gets so much respect now. I don't care what she is now.
Good, because no one fucking knows the answer to that. What planet is this? Fuck if I know. Okay. But
I am squinting at that roll because fuck that would have passed if that 1 didn't fucking exist.
you managed to pass. It's difficulty 6.
Oh, never mind. I'm not as angry as I was. I'm just expecting for you know what? I'm just gonna update Connor's picture ahead of time because I know what's gonna fucking happen to me.
It's just gonna be sad Pepe.
No.
All right, so it now goes to you guys.
There we go.
Celerity. So take him if you got him. Who spent for celerity?
I did.
All right. So who had the hot? Okay, so you spent for celerity and Ryan spent, and not Ryan and Dougal spent for celerity. So Ryan, what is your celerity action?
Am I allowed to take a shot at this dude who's breathing balefire?
Yes.
All right. Just like looks down at man who's crippled on the floor. I'll deal with you later. Obviously can't fucking hear that, but where was I? Shotgun time. Slash roll 80-10.
I like to imagine what Ryan's doing. He's like, "No, Mar, it's my dog. I'll put him down."
It's my dog, boy. I'll put him down. 4 successes, I think. Yes. Wait, hang on. What's the difficulty to hit with the shotgun? I'm pretty sure it's quite low.
It's pretty still difficulty 6.
Ooh. Well, okay. Well, regardless, still 4 successes. Yeah.
So you get 3 rollover, which means 11 dice damage.
Flash roll. 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lethal.
Cool. Let me just roll his soak.
Ah, sorry. I forgot he was a werewolf there. The cheese.
He's not a werewolf.
How's he soaking?
Omori.
But boring.
From
Right.
Mori, which means I'm better than you.
Fomori, as in like the Celtic creatures.
He is
Mori is in bane infested human, so he has access to spirit like abilities.
Mhm.
Ew.
So he soaks 4 of that. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4. How much did you do?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I counted up a second ago.
Sorry, so you did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he soaks 4 of it. He takes 2. As the bullets impact him, you see the fact that he starts to bleed green, flaming blood that spatters onto the floor and continues to immolate that which is around him.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many levels of celerity does Ryan have?
2.
Okay, so next we go to Relius.
I mean, I'm just gonna do the same. Level the revolver at him.
Okay, cool. Roll your bones.
Rattle me bones. Rattle me bones.
You could just hit like celerity speed.
I could do. What's the difficulty out of interest?
It is difficulty 6. It is standard difficulty.
Standard difficulty. Brilliant. One success.
Yeah, you do the standard damage to the weapon, which is standard is 6, so 6.
That's a thick boy.
And that's a lot of damage. Admittedly, there's a botch, but that's a lot of damage.
Ones don't take away on soak or damage roll.
Okay, well, this is good then.
He soaks that, so basically your bullet smacks into him. It does still break the skin, but just appear to hurt him.
Okay.
So next, it's Ryan's next celerity round.
Oh joy. Additional shotgun will be applied. Slash roll. 8d10.
If at first you don't succeed, is the answer more shotgun? I think it is.
By additional buckshot. 3 successes.
So that means 11 dice damage.
Okie doke.
That
So
was
is it-
not a good roll. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I mean, at some point he's not going to roll well on his soak, though.
True, do that.
At some point.
So
Touch his asshole.
are we effectively seeing? Are we effectively seeing what is 2 people who are like the Flash, just filling the Human Torch with lead?
Yes.
Yes.
This is a beautiful sight to behold.
Bugger.
So Liam, over to you.
Okay, can I blood buff my dexterity by 3 points, please?
Not on a celerity round, only on the round, your round of combat. So on your first round, you can.
That is fine. Let's just level the revolver at him again. I did not put slash R, so I'm a very special boy today.
Special.
Not what I asked. Will you stop being an idiot? It doesn't want to type. There we go. Well, the 10 explodes. That's technically 3 successes.
Okay, so that's 2 rollover, which means you do a grand total of 8 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes.
He only soaks 2. He is starting to look pretty haggard and filled with pain.
Good.
Is that all of your celerity actions, or do you have more?
I have another.
Okay, roll the last one then.
That is 3 successes.
Same thing again, bro.
Right, another 8d10 coming your way. Oh, that one's a bit more spiky.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's see how this one goes.
Oof.
Oh,
Wow. Liam levels his gun, at which point the bullet flies straight through this guy. The fire dissipates as the body falls into a crumpled heap on the ground. However, for those of you who have aura perception up, because that doesn't leave, the ball of black, inky, effervescent darkness proceeds to depart, fleeing through solid objects from the now deceased wreck of the corpse.
I'll
Are we still in initiative rounds?
Nope.
right. I'll say
Okay.
this. I'm gonna say this openly to Dr. Cornelius, and I am ever so sorry, Brett. Is it Dr.
Brightman.
Brightman? Right. I'll say to Dr. Brightman and Dr. Fletcher. I suggest if you want to preserve any of those memories, that you might consider asking the Seneschal if a battlefield, if a battlefield embrace may be warranted. He could be useful.
I'm gonna look at Fletcher and say, "Your call." I don't.
Can I get a psychic high five from Relius?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
you know what?
If it's all the same to you, Dr. Brightman, I'd rather not.
You know what? I've done a lot for this city. I'm gonna ask. I pick up the body.
It is very made of dead.
How made of dead is it past the embrace point?
One of you could, in theory, embrace it.
I know what you speak. Hard pass.
Yeah, no, he is dead. The body has been blown to shrapnel at this point, with full of holes, and he is gone. Like the heart has been pierced with the last shot.
Understandable.
Bullet holes. Rack shotgun.
He's
How
cos-
was that?
He's cosplaying as a block of Swiss cheese.
I assume the crippled gentleman on the floor isn't dead yet.
Yes, dear.
I'm gonna loot the guards for pass cards and keys and all that shit.
I'm going to loot all and anything that has a doctor's name on it and is in a small folder that looks like a scientific case study.
That's oddly
there's-
specific.
I will point out there are no such documents like that currently here. You can theorize, because there was going to be a hard audit, that they were not going to check the computer systems of the place, which means they were probably kept on the main server inside. However, that is the reason Enigma went inside with the other Nosferatu in order to deal with the issue in there. Hang on. As for Ismay, you were able to pickpocket from the guards numerous wallets, key codes, identification codes. You're also able to pick the doctor's pocket if you'd like, because you were closest
I
to him.
want to pick the cheese's pockets.
Hang on. Yeah, I'm just gonna grab that AK and put the gentleman down that is still crippled but alive.
That's fair. He is pretty easy to kill. The doctor doesn't actually have really much in his pockets. He doesn't have a wallet. He doesn't have keys or anything of that description. He does have some papers in his pocket, though, which appear to be the odd sigils and cingulum that are on the machines that are currently producing stuff, whatever the fuck that stuff is. And they appear to be they're written in black ink, but they're also it's surrounded by very, very intricate patterns and very, very intricate pictographs of what look to be, you'd guess, it's a weird kind of runic language that none of you here really speak.
Can I do academics 3 to try and find out?
No, I will tell you right now, It is entirely alien. I will actually no. I'll give you the academics check. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you the academics check. Roll your academics.
I was gonna say I didn't take academics for nothing. Success number?
It's actually going to only be difficulty 6.
Okay. 4 successes. Sorry, 3 successes.
You've never seen a language like that. It doesn't correspond to anything that you've ever seen. It's weird. It's almost like tribal sigils and patterns.
Okay. I will take the piece of paper, I'll put it in my pocket, and I will probably fence it off to the Tremere at some point for their study.
On the ground, there are 3 of these large coffin-like chests or coffin-like crates that are still moving and growling. At this point, you can hear them become agitated. Maybe it's due to the smell of blood.
Okay, so we got to calm these things down. Does anyone have sleep or other things they can do?
If they're like animals, I can try something out. I don't know.
I mean, I can dement them to completely swap their flow to something more peaceful.
That would, however, and you know this, require you to open it so you have visual contact with them.
I'm aware. That's why I'm asking if anyone else has a better idea.
Brad, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Of course not. What I was going to say was, are there any air holes or anything where I can see like slits through where I can catch their eyes?
No, as a matter of fact, there's a really complicated air filtration system on the side of the crate that is actually filtering air in. So there's no opening in the actual case proper.
All right. The only I'm going to look at them and say the only thing I can do is calm their beast, but we have to open them for me to do that.
So the deal is we open these one by one. You guys hold the creatures down because that's literally going to be the only way it's going to work. You guys hold the creature down and we just in turn try and calm them.
Mm-hmm.
So blood buff on strength or potence, whatever people have. I'll dement each one in turn. Unless anyone has better ideas.
You start, and if they continue, I will use my ability to control the beast
Okay.
of other creatures.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that then.
I'm going to say, and I'm going to kind of give a... Who has common sense here?
Oh,
Ryan.
I do. I do.
Why in the name of Christ would you open these here when you can bring them back down to the Warrens, where there are much more physically potent vampires who could prevent them from ripping you to pieces if that's their intention?
I'm glad someone figured out I was being an idiot because I don't have common sense.
At which point Michael's going to hold up his finger. He's going to say, it occurs to me that though I'm probably one of the strongest when it comes to manipulating beasts in my clan, there are people down there that are physically stronger than I am and physically stronger than the rest of us.
Right. Everyone load up. Sorry, how many of these did you say there were? 3?
3.
Okay, I'll take one. Ryan, I know you're strong enough to take one. Anyone else want to take the other?
1 strength. Sorry.
No, guys. I emphasize this.
No.
These are incredibly heavy. As in, you will require multiple people, like 2 people with strength 5, to carry one of these.
I have potent 6. Can I pick one up?
Yeah, you can.
Thank
You're
you.
fine.
I was just gonna buff my strength to 7 and carry one.
Yeah, that's fine. If you guys are willing to strength buff to a ridiculous degree, you can carry them.
Yep.
All
right.
I can do it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you sitting over there with a fucking seneschal's blood, like being like, look at me. Look at me.
Okay, I'll hand off any Semtex I have to the members who aren't carrying things so they can plant it where it needs to be.
Okay.
I guess I'll do that then.
That's fine.
I will as well.
You were even told where in this building it would be best to plant it.
I would like to quickly text the Seneschal and ask how much longer we have left until detonation is to be, well...
You don't need to text him. You know that you have about less than 5 minutes remaining.
Okay, right. Guys, we have what we came for. We won't get time to investigate was it the dome?
Yes.
Okay, we won't have time to investigate the dome, but I'd say we already found more than enough here.
Michael, you pocketed a sample of that of their gook, didn't you? That they were dispensing in this place.
Yes, I did.
Like I say, you got the sample, so I didn't need to.
That's fine. As you guys descend into the sewers again, it takes a little bit of maneuvering to get these large crates down into the sewer. It will be about 4 minutes later. The ground will rumble and shake as you hear the detonation go off. You will see walking down the opposite end of the sewer proper, the cadre of Nosferatu. Hennessy walks back into the cistern, and he very casually tosses a huge anthropomorphic wolf head down on the ground in front of you.
Just a quick thing, Evan. What do all the other Malkavians in the Madness Networks think that earthquake was? I'm interested to hear.
That's not how the Madness Network works. The Madness Network is not like they think about an individual topic. It is complicated.
Okay.
Think about the Borg Collective without the Queen.
Yeah, it's essentially dozens, if not thousands, dozens, if not hundreds of voices, all kind of talking at once.
Okay.
That's why you can if you really want to concentrate, you can kind of filter out some of the other voices to hear what they're thinking at the moment.
That's what I was saying. I want to filter out a few voices and just wonder what half of them think that thing was, because I imagine half the city heard that.
Yeah, there also aren't a lot of Nosferatu, a lot of Malkavians in the city. But sure, roll me your willpower, difficulty 8.
No problem.
This is why I miss the Malkavian time background.
Yeah.
1, 2 successes.
It's funny how it is when it shivers and it shakes, when it breaks and when it bends, how it is the world is strangely calm just moments after.
Oh, how beautifully poetic. That was gorgeous, Evan.
You're welcome. But yes, as I said, the Seneschal very calmly throws down a wolf head that he has clearly ripped from something.
Is it a black spiral dancer?
It is It is very similar to the black that you saw before. Yes.
Can I ask if the Seneschal perchance recovered its weapon?
He didn't. He said he didn't have one. Though for Brett, he will also denote that unfortunately 2 of your clan brothers fell in the attack.
Who? Who?
Albert and Henson.
Those were my favorite characters.
Michael will look visibly distraught because he just lost 2 members of his family. So
I'm glad to see, however, for the record, even Hennessy, Hennessy's clothes are quite badly damaged. You can see that there are deep cuts in his skin underneath the robes, and he'll say, "I am gratified to see that you all made it back safely."
I'm going to sort of point to the severed head, and I'm just going to ask, another of the 6 thorns?
I think so. It stepped out behind me from nowhere and thought I might have seen it. It made a mistake. I corrected that mistake.
Do you mind if I were to keep that head? I've something of a collector myself.
You want to take my trophy, Mr. Seagal?
I don't want to take your trophy. I want to display it.
He just stops. He just walks away from you like, eh.
Where should I put this?
Those. I don't know what's it. Do you have any idea what's in there?
I have no idea.
they're self-contained.
Go on.
I see. There's no way to tell. They sound bestial. I can't make eye contact. They're using a type of self-contained atmospheric apparatus to maintain the interior environment, kind of similar to what they use on space shuttles to maintain oxygen flow and that sort of thing. We would need to crack them open and try to calm them down, which is why we need people that are stronger than us. that can be continually
We went
stronger than
into
us.
the large spherical center at the center of the. We went into the large spherical center at the center of the compound. All it was a series of 3 large, clear plastic cells. Needless to say, there was a lot of bones in there, and I'm not exactly sure that all of them were simply, shall we say, well, common usage food. So, with that in mind, yes, we will open these sarcophagi or containment pods, whatever you wish to call them. However, in order to do this, we're going to. One second. Sorry, give me just a moment.
Of course.
So, with that in mind, we will open them more than likely tomorrow evening when I can assemble a team of kindred specialists in order to actually examine what's within.
I'm just gonna shoot a look over at Brett, like, oh yeah, boy.
Michael's just looking down at them like, I hope these were worth it.
We shall see.
If we don't
On the plus
discover them-
side, he's going to reach into his pocket and pull out the vial he has and says, on the plus side, I've got another sample for the mass spec and the genetic resequencer.
By the way, as you guys now look at that under your spirit sight, because you didn't have it up prior to this, or Auspex 2, which is I think called Aura sight, that thing has a residual power to it. It kind of has an odd glow.
Okay, and that odd glow signifies what?
You don't know. It's not something you've ever really seen before, but it is perplexingly odd.
Cool. I'll say to Brett, if we don't discover the secrets of these creatures, your clanmates' deaths will be in vain. And while I'm not one to dwell on the far darker side of our umbrage, as it were, I understand that this is something you'll take to heart.
I understand exactly what it would mean if we fail to properly understand these creatures.
Good. Then we're at an agreement.
On another note, what the hell was that thing that turned into that the doctor turned into?
The doctor
I have no idea.
He turned into some kind of entity of green fire, and Miss Martinez took a little bit of a hit.
I can see that. Miss Martinez, are you quite all right?
A little barbecued.
Well, you can consider this your blooding and your official entrance into the Camarilla.
Yay, I'm part of the gang. Ow.
One of us. One of us.
I've only
No, you
known.
know what? Hang on. You know what? The Nosferatu surrounding you do that exact thing in that exact voice.
She's
Michael will
okay
join
with
in.
this.
Very good. In that case, I'll have them brought down. Fuck me. All right. This is I may have to call in a boon, or I may have to offer a boon to the former prince in order to get some answers, but I sense that that might be preferable to being in ignorance.
Well, I need
Prince
to say. Sorry.
Okay. Prince Stahlheim is a reasonable person. If nothing else. Very well. All of you have done well. Because you answered my call, you may all consider yourself to be owed a minor boon by myself. I assume that's acceptable.
May I make a counter offer, my seneschal?
He just doesn't know when to shut up, does he?
No.
Nope.
Nope.
You may.
I'd much rather you owed me nothing. I've already insulted you and likely upset you on occasion. I'd rather this was payback for that.
In certain circles, Mr. de Gaulle, it is very rude to turn down a gift. However, I sense that you are doing this in a sense of true spirit and the wish to mend bridges between yourself and Clan Nosferatu. That's admirable, isn't it, Dr. Brightman?
It is quite admirable indeed.
We will accept this. Very good. We shall consider old animosities to be in the past.
Thank
Agreed.
you, my seneschal.
Very good. Now then, I need to go and make several phone calls. Thank you all for your service. The Camarilla will remember this, etc., etc., etc.
As we're heading off, the Nosferatu are, I'm going to turn to the Seneschal and say, I would prefer that the boon that you owed me for this be put towards the further uses of others in the grand scheme of things.
Understood.
For the good of the clan. Thank you.
For the good of the clan. This is concerning, he'll say to Brightman, as the two of them walk deeper into the sewers. He'll say, they're, I think, playing with powers that are very chaotic and difficult to control.
We need to find out more about this overriding company, this Pentex. It could be that this is stock and trade for them, and if it is, we do not need this in our city.
Correct. As I said, I'll approach Prince the former Prince Stalheim, now the Lord of Hibernia, in order to get certain answers. I have no doubt that he will relish the opportunity to prove just exactly how smart he is. He tends to do that. It tends to be a hallmark of the Tremere.
I actually noticed that when we were at that instance with the Archon. As for me, I'll be in my lab.
And with that, unless does anyone else have anything else they'd like to do?
Could I borrow Wordsworth for 5 minutes?
I'm not really in the mood to switch my NPC up. Just
Okay.
if you want to talk to him, blue book something, and I'll answer it.
No problem.
All right, cool. In that case, thanks, Players for playing. Thank you for watching. This has been another Scene in Darkness in Dublin. Have a pleasant evening.